Now, this new tool that I've come up with is actually based on the AliExpress scissor-based multi-tool that I've talked about before a couple times, HUOHOU. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it comes with a very nice set of scissors, and it comes with outside implements, and I've made this into a PowerPint rival. Now, you will remember perhaps the Felissa. That Felissa released a version of this. Also, that Swiss Tech has a version of this. These are all essentially the same. So I went ahead and I took the scissors out of this tool, and I was able to put a plier head in its place. So what I did was I actually took the plier head from the Gerber Crucial. They actually fit in this tool. Inside this tool, you do have to do a fair amount of grinding on the sides, but the thickness is pretty good. Now, this is another of the Gerber plier heads that I was actually able to use right here. Well, when I say use, I ground this down too far, and so it wasn't working quite right, so I used another plier head for this tool. But I had to grind the sides of this a fair amount, and then I had to drill out the pivot holes. But that's basically all I had to do, besides cut away a lot of the metal in here as well to match up with these scissors. And then it was fairly easy after that. Now, they don't fit perfectly closed. They close more like the Gerber Dual Force. There is a little bit of a gap there, but I'm okay with that. And then I went ahead and I used this pocket clip. This is one of those keychain pocket clips. And then I use actually this is like a foam double-sided tape thing from my universal holster pocket clip. So I actually had some extra adhesive tabs. So I used one of those adhesive tabs under this keychain pocket clip, and it has held up very well. I tried just the normal 3M, well, not the normal, but the special 3M tape, but it's just a little bit too thin and not sticky enough, and for some reason, these work a lot better. Now, we've talked about the plier head. We've talked about the tool. Now, these do come with tweezers, and I believe an ear pick is maybe what it's called. They have a Victorinox style access right here. And unfortunately, I had to take all the plastic parts out to make room for the outside tool. So let's go ahead and talk about the outside tools. Now, this is where the Klecker name comes in, calling this the Gerber Klecker. Now, Mr. Klecker, Glenn Klecker, I believe it is, he actually helped design the skeletal, and then he was instrumental in designing the CRKT Technician multi-tool, and he actually came up with the Klecker stowaway system. Now, this is not a perfect fit, but this is a really unique option for a bit driver in a very thin tool. And if I just could add, perhaps in the future, I'll add a little bit, weld on a little bit of metal and make it so it snaps into place. But it's very, very close to being the perfect option that I need. Unfortunately, I have not been able to find these on eBay. If you can find these or have some extra ones, put them on eBay. And for a reasonable offer, I will definitely buy several more of these. Now, on the other side, well, let's wait till later. On this side, I've actually just kept what this tool already had. So already came with a nice knife. I've kept that. None of these are locking, so I don't know. The knife might be too long to be UK legal, but you can always swap out and use another tool in here. On this side, we have this is the package opener, and then the nail file that comes on the original scissor tool. So I did keep that, and I actually use this a lot, this package opener. Very, very handy. Not the file, but just left that on there. And then I wanted a set of scissors because I knew a lot of people really complain about the SOG PowerPint, and a lot of people really get upset about tools that don't have nice sets of scissors. So I went ahead and I bought Victorinox scissors, And then I bought this extra spring and put it in here. I did a short video on that. I'm not sure the spring is completely calibrated right at the moment. They do work. Again, not a perfect fit. I had to cut the tips of these scissors, but they will still cut. They are still pretty sharp, even though I had to cut, I think, about half of them off to fit in the scale here. I wasn't sure. Maybe I could use a smaller Victorinox scissors, set of scissors. I'm not really sure. I think these are the large ones, but I wanted to make sure there was enough metal on here to fit around this pivot hole. So that's why I did not end up using some of the smaller scissors that might have fit better. In the future, I do plan to make maybe another one or two of these, perhaps. I might experiment with some other sizes of Victorinox scissors in the future, but that's what I have at the moment. These are the 4 outside tools. I've been pretty happy with this, actually. It's worked better than a lot of my other mods. It's not quite as neat as my Gerber Frankenstein. One of my final products on this came together really, really well. So that's a little bit better, but the weight is so much lighter than this Gerber Frankenstein. So when I'm thinking about these small multi-tools like the PowerPint, it's all about weight, size, ratio, and you have to keep all these in mind. So this comes in around 4.3 ounces. We've got our Leatherman skeletal I cut down. It comes in, well, it's around 5 ounces really, but 4.9 ounces. Even the Leatherman Leap that is now discontinued, but a really great tool, comes in around that 5 ounce mark. And if I put my Leatherman Gerber Frankenstein tool I made, you'll notice it comes in at a whopping 7.4 ounces. So yes, it has a Leatherman core plier head, which is why I was okay with a little bit of extra weight in a small package. But yeah, it's pretty heavy. Now, I actually haven't even weighed this one in. This comes at just 1 ounce more than the other tools, and you do have a bit driver. You do have the Gerber Crucial plier head, which is not, it's not really better than the skeletal at all. It's actually inferior, but I do like that I have a little bit a larger set of scissors perhaps than on some of these other tools. And then I've got the pocket clip and then the bit driver as well. Although the skeletal does have that, but this again has the scissors, which does make it a little different. And then it has these 4 slots so that you can choose. You could have a file, a saw, a knife, and a set of scissors if you so chose. Now on such a small tool with this plier head, there is a little bit too much flex in the handles. That is definitely something I'm not a huge fan of. Again, I'm working on a solution for that. I have a couple ideas. I have used this plier head. It does work for real life situations. It's handy to have in the pocket, but again, I'm working on some better solutions. Now, should everyone run out and buy this tool from Amazon, the Felissa version, or the Swiss Tech from AliExpress, or the HUO version? No, probably not. It's not the perfect model, but I do like having this design to start from and then try to make it better. So for instance, like I said, I'm going to try to make the scissors a little bit better. I like to have a bit driver that actually clicks into place a little bit more. The knife and this package opener are pretty good. And again, I like to work on a better set of pliers. All these are pretty good starting points on the design. This is the basic of what I love to see on a tool. Let me know what you think. For 6 ounces, I don't think it turned out too bad. Let me know if you have any recommendations on my next one.